I guess not the finished product just yet, but you keep finding ways to win. How have you been assessing the form over the last sort of 4 to 6 weeks?
Yeah, well, winning's always a good place to be when, like you said, we haven't been perfect, but we're finding ways to win. And I think being on the right side of the ledge is always positive. And we know we've got a little bit of work left in front of us to improve our game and add some finishing touches. By no means are we close to being the finishing product.
Have you been able to investigate that first half yet and figure out how you can sort of improve that?
I wouldn't say investigate, but we've reviewed it, and we've looked at, obviously we need to jump into games a little bit better. We just lost predictability to each other out on the Oval, and I think once we straightened up our contest and, gave our forwards a chance, the game looked the way we wanted it to.
When you look at, you guys did an amazing job as defenders, like with the influx of ball that you've been having in some games lately. Like, what is it about the way you guys are playing that's allowing you to stand up under that heat?
Without sort of taking this the wrong way, we've been in this position quite a bit this year. We've been under the pump in patches through every game. That's what you do the work for, right? You're there to defend and you're there to stand up when the team needs you to. So, that's our job, and we pride ourselves on how we perform when we're under the pump.
Do you look at the team at the moment, without Matt Johnson, without Nat Fyfe, without Hayden Young, as your tall mids, do you feel that that's impacting the way that the team is able to win the footy in certain situations?
I don't think that has any correlation at all, to be honest. I think every single one of our mids is more than capable of being strong in the contest and doing what it takes to be out there. So, I don't think the size or the shape of our boys has any correlation into their performances come game day.
So from that, just as an individual, then, like how important would it be to potentially have him back in the team? Where do you see him slotting back in if he's available this week?
What do you reckon? Full back, somewhere like that? I'm joking. Yeah. No, obviously it'd be important to have Nat back. He's, I don't know how many games he's played, but it's over 250 or around that mark. That's experience that we don't have out there at the moment. And just having that cool head around those boys in the midfield who can, just be a different lens, look through it through a more experienced lens or a more mature lens, or just have that impact like he does on the group. And whether that's as a sub, whether he's playing, whether he's not, he even still has that impact. So, I'm pretty keen to see him back out there, but how that looks in the coming weeks, I'm not sure.
He's obviously not the 2015-2019 Brownlow Nat Fyfe, but his leadership, we don't really hear it or see it as much as what you do out in the field. So what does he bring that is just that difference compared to being the ball winner?
He brings a great presence around the group. Like I said, experience. He's got experience like none of our boys really have in there. We're quite a young group, and he's everything that's come his way in the game. He's pretty much seen it all. So he's experienced ups and downs, the ins and outs, getting tagged, getting targeted, getting taken out of the game, getting played in midfields that getting spanked at times, or vice versa. It's going really well for you. He just brings a wealth of knowledge in every single scenario that we can face. So a bloke like that's pretty valuable, no matter where you can play him, I think.
How is Hayden doing? Obviously not ideal, having another little setback, but thankfully doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, no, he seems in good spirits. He was out there moving around today, and I think it won't be too long before he's back out there. He seems to be tracking well, but mentally and around the club he's fine. He's just normal young. He's upbeat and he'll get after it.
Have you assessed your own season? You've copped some attention at certain stages as well. You feel like you've taken another step forward though this year?
I don't really read into my individual performances that much, to be honest. I think I'm just a product of, the team, and I think I have taken confidence out of my, what I'm sort of trying to say is, looking for the word here, but my consistency, I suppose. And playing in a group in the back line like we spoke about just before, who prides themselves on performing when we're under the pump, has really helped me. And I think, like I said, I'm a product of the boys around me, and I've just really enjoyed the way the back line's played this year, and it's a privileged group to be a part of. You mentioned the back line standing up when you're under the pump keeps happening this year. Are there some psychological gains there that you feel you've got this time of year compared to, say, this time last year? Yeah, I think we've improved psychologically in a lot of areas, not just that area. I think every single line group at the club has, the forwards and the mids, and we've found ourselves in positions this year and in the last few weeks that previously, whether it was the start of the year or last year, we probably wouldn't have won those games. So I think we can take a little bit of confidence out of some of those performances.
You've been knocking on the door of All Australian last year. A lot of people think you'll be banging the door down this year. Did you set yourself to take that next step to being in that team this year?
No, it's not something that I set out to. No, I honestly just want to, whatever I do, I want to do it to the best of my ability. And I think we've got players in our team that are probably more deserving of it than I am. You look at Luke Jackson, Caleb Sarong, Josh Tracy, some of the performances he's put together. I think there's a lot of boys who can be vying for those spots. I don't think it's about me or how good I'm going. I just think that there's other boys that are probably more deserving of it, to be honest.
Do you think you'll get your captain back this week?
I hope so. Yeah, I love playing with Moose, so I hope he's back this week.
How's he been looking?
He looks good. His hair's flowing nicely and he looks healthy, so he seems to be in good spirits.
It feels like we were watching Wagner run around before, Johnson, Young, Fyfe out there. We didn't see Moose, but there's a selection squeeze coming. Like, do you sense that pressure for everyone is building to stay in this team now because there's so many players who are playing well and coming back?
Yeah, not necessarily to stay in the team. I think the pressure's on to get into the team. I think once you're in there, it's harder to get out the way the boys are playing at the moment. So, I think it's a good problem to have, am I right? Like, it's pretty cliche, but yeah, you'd rather be in this position than not have anyone to pick from. So I think that's healthy. And yeah, I think the boys who get their spots have deserved their spots. But yeah, there's still some great depth at Peel and some lads who have probably undeservedly missed out. So, a few of those boys might get opportunities at the back end of this year. And, like I said, the depth is great and they're all ready to go if they get the opportunity.
Mentality, that's really interesting. Some players would be like, oh, this guy's coming back and worry. Others, as you say, I'm in the team, it's up to them to kick me out. Like, is the mentality around it really important so players continue to play with freedom?
Yeah, 100%. I think, as a young player, we've all been through that boat and in that position that, I've even been through that, or poor me at times, but you can't get trapped in that sort of mindset. And, it's just natural. I think a lot of our boys have some good leaders around them, and the coaches do a great job. They're very transparent with their feedback and what they require to see from the lads in their roles. I don't think there's a player on the list that doesn't know what their role requires of them, no matter what level you play, whether that's reserves or AFL. So I think, we're in a great spot. The coaches are really clear with us, and everyone has a true understanding of where they're at.
You're doing something different this week with your travel. You're going the day before the game, and which is, I haven't seen it for a while with you guys doing that. Like, how does that change your own preparation?
It doesn't really change mine. I'm still travelling with the team. I prefer to stay an extra night in my own bed and that sort of thing. I'm a bit of a homebody. So, yeah, I think, I feel the senior players have decided they want to go the night before, but, whether it's landing late on a Thursday night or landing at, 10 on a Friday morning, I don't think there's too much of a difference there. It shouldn't change the preparation or our schedules. So, I don't think that there's any beat up that should be there.
Port Adelaide a bit undermanned and a bit depleted. Do you see it as a chance to boost that percentage?
That's not the way we prepare for games. No, I think their best is still very good. A bit of emotion around, them at the moment. Ken's finishing up, and Boki's announced his retirement today. So we expect their best. They've got some really good players in there, and at Adelaide Oval, it's always tough. So no, we won't be taking anything lightly or for granted. That's for sure.